Hey, how the fuck are you? I probably care you. First, salud.
Salud.
Might get that tatted actually.
Okay.
That was my grandma's favorite phrase.
Really?
R.I.P. Yep.
Aw, wish you rest in peace.
What is this? Episode 100 and... Oh, it might help if I'm talking to the microphone.
Oh, it might help if we did that thing.
Whoa! So anyway, episode 111 of the kPodcast. We got...
Oh, it's a great number.
Yeah, you know, 111.
All right.
Good omens out here. We got Señorita Escobar in the building.
Okay, thank
Bebe
you.
Esco, how you doing tonight?
Blessed. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course.
To be
Long
here.
time overdue, you know?
Yeah.
So we met, what was that, 2 years ago at the Innovator Show? 3 years ago?
This is my third time around doing lucky number 3 doing the Innovator. So
The first joint was when we met.
yeah, you was the closer.
Okay. And we were under the second bill. You showed up, showed love.
For you and what's your boy's name?
Butter.
Butter.
Shout
P
out to Butter.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Which
yeah.
I was fascinated with your set.
I appreciate it.
I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yes, let's go. Real
No, yeah.
rapper.
3 years in the making, man. This has been
Okay.
long overdue for sure. But so the first time we met was at the first show 3 years ago. And instantly I was like, okay, she can rap.
Look, the feeling was mutual.
You know what I
Look
mean?
at that.
She can fucking rap.
Thank you.
And ever since then, I mean, we've been working on some music behind the scenes, but glad to have you here on the podcast so we can kind of get the behind the scenes of what's created Bebe Esco. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
So before we get into kind of your story and the questions that I'd like to ask tonight, I don't know if you've seen the show. I got a little segment called the ones and twos.
Okay.
So I'm just going to throw two things out. You pick one or the other, whichever way you're leaning. You can go both. You can go neither. You know what I mean? Just to kind of break the ice a little bit.
Let's do it.
So first things first, I think I know the answer, but tacos or burgers?
Tacos. Not even a question.
We got Dominicana in the building.
Okay, Dominican tacos. Let's go.
And I mean, thank you for blessing us with the fruit or veggies.
Can we both it?
We can both it, for
I like
sure.
juicing.
Healthy eating around here. Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Beach girl. Sunrise or sunset?
Both.
Okay.
Just go to the beach and watch them both. How about that?
That's fair. Pull the mic a little
A
closer.
little closer.
You can adjust it any way you need to.
Yeah, there we go. Is that better for sound quality?
Yeah, that should be good.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, just try
Lovely.
to keep it close.
Yes, sir.
We going coffee or tea?
Tea.
Okay. Shout out
Which y'all
to-
should get one of my 2-for-1 tea mugs if you are
Damn, I should have been using
friendly.
that one. I forgot.
Nah, it's all good.
I got
But
the joint in there. I was using, shout out to ACT, the unapologetic
yes.
mug, you know.
shout out to the innovators, ACT,
That's
Des. I'm
So you
sorry.
said tea?
Absolutely. Tea
Yeah.
all day.
Okay,
Tea. She's a
fair.
tea girl.
That is fair. Well, we got both here tonight, but we going booze or buds?
Smoking or drinking?
Yeah.
Both.
Okay.
On a long day, both.
That is definitely fair. We going reggae or dancehall?
Ooh. Both. For sure.
Both?
Well, let
That's
me
fair.
figure this gum out. You are not supposed to interview with gum.
That's all right. I mean, you can put the ashtray if you want. I don't got any napkins or anything in here. We going... You said both, so Bob Marley or Beanie Man?
Those are both great.
And again, you can't go both if you like.
But it has to go. You can't. Beanie? Beanie had I want to say like the late 90s. Who got the keys to that? No, and what was the other one? It's going to hit me up later. But he had like the 90s and the early 2000s in a chokehold with his Beanie Man.
That is a fact.
And Bob Marley is just classic, legendary.
Legend.
You know, both. Got to go both.
No pun intended. Speedboat or sailboat?
Speed.
Speed.
She's an adrenaline junkie.
Built for speed.
Yeah, skydiving, all that. Let's do it.
You been skydiving?
Yes.
Nice. How many times?
One time.
You loved it?
Absolutely. We'll do it again in a heartbeat.
Hell yeah.
But you know, you got to tread lightly. Things are scary nowadays.
Yeah, that's true with these fucking plane crashes and stuff.
You know?
I went twice. I'd like to say I'd go again, but if I'm being honest with myself, I don't know if I'd want to go again.
No, I want it because it's like certain amount of times you have to go until you can like go by yourself. Like you have to go with somebody.
They clock
and
hours or something.
Yeah, in my head I was like, I'm gonna do it until I could go by myself. But almost like you said, I don't know.
I'm getting old now. I don't know. I mean, now if I go on
we're
roller
not old. We're
coasters,
established.
that is true. Seasoned.
Okay.
The last time I went on a roller coaster, which was probably 10 years ago, I was definitely feeling it in my neck, my back, my fucking head.
Back of my neck, my back.
Yeah, I was like, yo.
Which if you need a massage, hit up Orlando's Mobile Massage.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get to that.
Best in the city. I don't really know them like that, but they're the best in the city.
We are going to get to that, trust me. We going TV or movies?
Movies.
Okay. You see Sinners?
No. I have a couple people that have seen it. I'm actually excited to see the Lilo and Stitch movie.
It looks pretty dope.
Yes, I'm excited to see that.
That one, and then what's the other How to Train Your Dragon? They're doing like the live action joint now.
Oh,
you
really?
Saw that?
No, I haven't even seen the promo.
I thought it was odd because the original animated version isn't that old. That shit it's like 10, maybe 15 years old.
Yeah, that to me is not old. Not old enough to do a...
Right, not old enough to do a remake already,
Right.
but they're doing a remake, but the difference is it's live action. It's not animated anymore. It might be like the CGI that looks real.
Yeah.
Which would make
probably like
sense.
how they're doing Stitch in the movie. That's like everybody's people except for
Right,
him. He's
right.
yeah.
Actually, yeah, probably the same shit.
Yeah, it's probably going to be like the same.
But I do like that movie, so.
We'll see.
Yeah, exactly. Fly or teleport?
Well, I've already flown, so teleport.
Well, like if you could fly.
Oh, like,
Yeah, like
up
Superman
and away.
type shit.
She
yeah.
was a fairy. Yeah, yeah, I'd probably fly on my own. Oh no, again, I've gone on a plane. That's like flying, and like I parasail. That's like flying.
Go with teleport.
Yeah, I would definitely go
Would you
teleport. Just zoom, skip all the traffic.
Yeah, that's fair. How high or half baked?
Oh, both. She's a complete pothead.
That is fair. Solid choice. I know you're from New York. We going Locks or Dipset?
The Beat Nuts?
The Beat Nuts.
Just kidding.
Curveball. That's cool.
No,
There's option C's out here.
right. No, you said Locks or who?
Locks or
Dipset? Dipset for sure. Cam is freaking hilarious. Him and Mace on that one podcast, I cannot.
Well, how many members are in Beat Nuts? I know it's like a group.
Yeah, I want to say like...
More than 3?
Yeah, I want to say like 4.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
I feel like I chose Locks and Dipset because
they
it's
have
both
the
a
same...
three-piece. Yeah.
Okay.
But Beat Nuts works, you know,
Yeah.
fuck it. Laptop or desktop?
If I'm being honest, I only have a desktop. I don't even have a laptop.
That's fair.
So
I mean,
desktop.
that is, hey, no wrong answers
If we're
here.
being honest.
And I see you got the Selena hat on.
Anything for Selena is okay.
So that might be the option C, but the question is Shakira or J-Lo?
Selena for sure. Actually, no. If that was definitely an option, Shakira for sure. I mean, I don't want to disrespect, but as far as an overall artist and like real talent, yeah, I feel like some people are entertainers,
Yeah?
but some people are truly
Hips don't lie,
talented.
you know what I mean?
Okay,
You know what I mean? Dogs or cats?
dogs.
Facts. Easy one.
I'm not paying.
Peritos.
I'm not buying litter so a cat could shit in it. So then I have the privilege of scooping the shit out. Like, no, we going on a fucking walk. So I could get my exercise. You could get your exercise, and we're not spending money on kitty litter. Sorry, I've never.
No, yeah. One of my old roommates had a cat, and like. It wouldn't get scooped as often as it needed to.
And the whole house smelled like a fucking... Yeah, it don't matter what type of litter you buy and how much money you spend. Right? Speaking of me loving dogs, like the doggy ones.
Yeah, big booty over here. Still on the show.
No.
We going chocolate or vanilla? Anything. Ice cream, whatever.
Chocolate.
Chocolat.
Chocolate.
Okay. Podcast or radio?
It's 2025 podcast.
It's true. It is 2025.
Yeah, let's keep up with the times.
This one might be tough, might not. Salsa or guacamole?
Oh my God! I thought when you said salsa, you were gonna say bachata next.
Everyone thinks that. And did I add that shit?
No, you probably
no, I didn't. But people they think I'm gonna ask like
both. She's a cheap date. She's
okay.
a chips and dip and a drink kind of girl.
So salsa or bachata?
Bachata all day. Dominicano. Okay.
We going Nas or Hove?
Ooh. You just had to be there for the beef.
Ether. Still rings. Still on my workout playlist today.
Right? Okay. I would say both, just to be fair.
Yeah. Well, you're from Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
So do you lean J maybe? A little bit.
You want to, but then Nas again.
Nas smoked that shit.
And he also had Jay-Z has undeniable hits as well, but Nas has some good ass hits too. Like
I'm more of a Nas fan.
Yeah.
A lot of these I would probably say both. I definitely have preferences. I think on this question I lean more Nas personally. But
I have a cousin, she's from Queens, and she's
Nas
shout out Eggy. She loves Nas. She's
Esco.
she's most thank you Esco to know. She's basically the reason why I would maybe go a little more Nas, but I'm gonna go both.
Okay, that works. What about Nicki or Cardi?
I don't want to be, because if you know me, you know I have a signed Pink Friday CD and I have the picture. She signed my titty back in the day, back in 2008. Back in 2008 when she was first popping. I love
Queens too, right? And then
she's
Cardi's
from Queens.
Bronx.
Yeah, she's from Southside Jamaica, Queens, and Cardi's from the Bronx. Yes, but I would just have to go Cardi just because of everything, the way things have unfolded. I feel like when you are the common denominator in a lot of beefs. You are probably the problem.
You might be the issue.
You might be the problem. So I'm more of a peace and a girl's girl for real. And I don't just be like, I'm a girl's girl and not really be a girl's girl. So I'm going to go Cardi. Because I just feel like Cardi is more of a girl's girl. And she shows love. Okay?
That works. We going smoothie or milkshake?
Smoothie. She's lactose intolerant. She does not.
No milk.
No, thank you.
All right. What about Pitbull or Daddy Yankee?
Daddy Yankee for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Apple or Android? I feel like it's usually
Apple.
pretty easy for most people. Yeah.
2025. I don't want to see a fucking green message on my phone.
Get off my shit. SZA or Janae?
Oh, Janae's a Pisces. She gang, but SZA go hard. I have to go both.
Okay, that's fair.
I have to go both.
You eat peanut butter?
Yeah.
Creamy or crunchy?
Creamy. You got to be a serial killer to eat a crunchy. No, I'm just kidding.
I fuck with the crunchy. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm just kidding.
It reminds you of the roots where the peanut butter came from. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. No, I'm into. No, as far if you like crunchy peanut butter, have you tried Dubai chocolate?
No.
Oh my God, I'm gonna bring you some next time.
What is that?
It's this bread called. Don't kill me if I'm not pronouncing. It's like kanaf or like kanoof, something like that. It's like shredded bread. So you cook that and it's real crispy, and that kind of serves as like the crispy part. Mm-hmm. And then it's pistachio cream, and then that's gooey on the inside, and then the outside is like a chocolate bar. So when you bite into it, it's like creamy with the pistachio cream in the middle.
And it's from Dubai?
Yeah.
Or they just call it that?
No. It's a Dubai thing, because anything like usually with pistachio cream or that kanaf bread, the shredded bread, is a Dubai type of dessert type of thing. But it's so good. I
fuck with baklava. Got the pistachio joint in the middle. Similar to that.
The bread is almost the same texture as the baklava, as the bread. Yeah, and then the baklava is pistachio, so like it's just creamy.
It's like that dipped in chocolate. Wow,
and then it's crunchy on the inside.
Gas.
I got you next time. I got you next time. I already have a plug. I'll tell you where to get it.
What? Yeah, I got a gnarly sweet tooth. I know I'm skinny, but your boy can fuck up some sweets. You fuck with wings?
Yes.
Like chicken wings?
Yes.
Flats or the drums?
Drums.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What about OJ? Thumbs up?
I'm more of a juicer. I don't really buy juice from the store. I'd rather just buy a whole bunch of fruits and veggies. And
when you juice, do you like de-pulp it so it's just straight liquid, or you like a little pulp?
No, we straight. We even run it through the strainer after it comes out the juicer. We run it through the strainer one time.
That is completely fair.
Yeah.
We got a couple throwbacks here. Barney or Big Bird?
Barney.
Very nice.
I still remember my old Barney pajamas and my sheets.
What about book or audiobook?
I drive a lot. I'm on the road a lot, so probably audiobook. But when I'm sitting at the beach and I'm actually there, I definitely bring a book with me.
Okay.
All the time.
What about day or night?
Day and night, both. Because I wake up early and I go to bed late, because that is the price of success.
That is fair.
Late nights, early mornings.
That is fair, you know. I think on that note, we'll end the ones and twos there. So on the equation, the secret to success, before we get into the music, you know, you shouted it out earlier. Let's talk about your hustle, your massage business.
The bread and butter.
Yeah, exactly.
Gets the bills paid.
How did, because I mean, you said you worked in restaurants. I think like most people at some point in their life worked in restaurants.
Shout out to COVID.
How did you get into the massage shit?
Long story as short as possible.
Take as much time as you need.
I grew up dancing. I actually went to a high school for the performing arts. I got injured.
In New York? Or here around here?
Here in Orlando.
Okay.
I got injured, and instead of doing like the popping the pills and doing all that stuff, I did like the physical therapy.
Smart.
And did the
smart route.
I mean, I started popping. I'm just kidding.
She's also a fucking pillhead.
That was after that. You know, life just came a little hard. No, I'm literally joking. She drinks and she smokes. But I wasn't. You know, I was 15. I was 16 at the time, so I wasn't. You know, we were just not a fan of that stuff. So I did the physical therapy. I did the work, and me and my physical therapist had a great relationship, and I loved what they did for a living, like how you genuinely can help people by meeting halfway, like, because physical therapy, I'm helping you, but you also have to help yourself to do the work. And it's almost like getting a massage too. It's like, oh, I have a pain for so long and I don't know how to get it out, but it's like you have to posture and stretching, drinking water, watching yoga. You know, your body posture, and it's like all of that comes together in a massage session when somebody comes in. But I got injured. I just fell in love with the craft, and I was like, oh, you can make money doing this? Like, right. And I just kind of went that way because I just kind of saw that my dance, because I was a dancer, I just kind of saw that my dance career was over because I blew my...
I saw the NSYNC video the other day.
Yeah, she has it a little bit still. Just a little. It's gonna be May. No, but I tore my ACL, so it was like, at the time, it was like, oh, you're not coming back from that. Like, you're not gonna be able to dance anymore.
True. So you're like, let me find a new path.
You know, let me find a new avenue to, you know, kind of... And I was 15, 16, so I only had like my senior year left. So I was like, let me just get into massage after school, since I wasn't. All my other friends, shout out to Hector. He's a professional dancer on Broadway in New York, and we were like best friends in high school, and we went to that school together.
Oh yeah.
So like seeing a lot of my friends, you know, going off and doing the dancing thing. So I was like, you know what, let me get into the massage thing, and it's worked for me thus far. I've been doing it for over 10 years, licensed and insured, and COVID tried to take me out. COVID tried to take me out, but we still here.
No, yeah, that's dope. So I was going to ask, I'm sure you got to get some sort of licensing or certificate or something.
Yeah, you have to get a license depending on the state, depends on the hours that you're required to have to get licensed.
Like logging X amount of hours.
Right. And then every 2 years, you need to have X amount of CEU classes to renew.
Continuing education.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, okay, so what you know?
A little something.
I love how you broke it down. You have to take like X amount of hours of CEUs live and then online, and then in order to, be qualified to renew your license every 2 years.
That makes sense. Mm-hmm. And you've been doing it for over 10 years.
Over 10 years, thank God. Like I said, COVID, nobody was rushing to get a massage during COVID. So, and
that makes sense. Social distancing
and even like getting your nails done, they had like a piece of glass, but then we're touching. Let's not even talk about that. I'll just get a headache. And government funding was cool and everything, but it was literally like 40%. So it's like, how do you expect me to cut out 60% of my expenses in little to no time and like make it work, So
no, I think it's a super smart and crucial business. We all, whether you work out or if you don't, especially your posture, back might be fucked up. Like, absolutely, someone's gonna need some sort of physical therapy, massages, just de-stressing.
No, and I still remember when I first started my career, I worked at the massage MVs and stuff. I wasn't always fortunate to just I just do the house calls. Yeah. But some people
pretty premium clientele.
I feel like I worked my way here, and I appreciate it. There certainly is, because I was not getting these clients at massage. Well, let's not even shout them out. At these local, at these local chain places that make you sign contracts and lock you in for a year. That's what they do.
Oh, try to monopolize your skill set, basically.
No, yeah, it's insane. But there would be people that would come in there, because it's like the Walmart of massages, if you will. Like, it's easy to, it's the cheapest thing. It's easy to get. They would be like 50 or 60 years old, and they're like, yeah, this is my first time getting a massage. I'm like, How have you lived? How have you lived?
How old are you?
Like, I was roughly young. I was fresh out of high school when I started massage. So thank God I've been getting massages.
Well, especially like you said, if you're a dancer, if you're into sports, any sort of physical activity.
You need physical therapy.
Yeah, it makes sense. So I've never done physical therapy technically, but, and I've, knock on wood, I've never had any serious sports injuries to where I was like recommended to a physical therapist.
You've never broken a bone?
No, surprisingly.
Oh my God, there's like a name for people like you.
And I grew up skateboarding and all that shit. Something happened to me to their phone.
He was
tapped out.
Oh yeah, my storage is full. They were like, bitch, we need more money.
Got a good little intro.
Yeah, we got to go. It's like, let's keep going.
Yeah. Surprisingly, I've sprained my ankles and wrists and shit like that, but I played all sorts of sports growing up, skateboarded, all that shit, and knock on wood, never broke a bone. We used to just film our own little jackass videos, jumping off the roofs and dumb shit.
No, there's literally, if you look up on Google, Encyclopedia of Life.
Anomaly.
No, yeah, literally, there's a name for people like you. But you're like super lucky. But you have like a weird energy to you in a good way. In a good way.
I feel like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right. Okay, good.
Damn near superhero. You know. What I'm saying? No, yeah. But I guess what I was getting at is I've never had to do any of that stuff. But I've gotten plenty of massages because, you get tense. I sat down at my job for 10 years. I played the drums. I was always I would have back issues. My mom had back surgery.
Co-workers, family.
Right, stress, whatever the fuck. And I feel like every time I've gotten a massage, you feel 1,000 times better afterwards.
Absolutely.
So,
if you have a good therapist.
Right. I've had not so great massages, and I've had really great massages. So I guess, to that point, how would you, in your personal bias maybe terms, how would you deem like a great therapist versus maybe a mediocre to poor therapist? Just attention to detail.
Oof, yeah, definitely. I like to do a little intake.
I imagine it changes per person, right?
Oh, absolutely. Well, personally, me, I like to start with questions as far as, when was the last time you had a massage? Any areas of concern where you're feeling pain or stress.
Right.
Any areas you do not like having massage, because you would be surprised. There's some people, for religious reasons, they are, certain areas. And then also, if they're okay with me incorporating stretching, because I also do like to give like a nice overall, just a little bit. My massages come with a little bit of everything. Like
including
it's not just
dinner, apparently.
Yeah, you could book a session where I can cook for you and I could give you an at-home session. It's like date night at the house, and you don't have to leave and risk drinking and driving and things like that, you know?
Just drink at home, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, stay safe. No, but yeah, I've been cooking since I could stand over a stove, because shout out to my single mom who raised us. She did the best she could, but...
Shout out to Madre.
Shout out to mommy. She did her big one with us. But she, you know, she would be home. I mean, she would be working 2-3 jobs and the kids would be home, and I was the oldest. So I'm in the kitchen whipping stuff up. So when she gets off of work, she at least has a hot plate of food, you know?
Oh, yeah. Shout out to the children that were basically forced to be, you know, parents, or just forced to mature at a young age. Especially, we'll get to your origin story. Growing up in New York City, I feel like, growing up in a huge city like that has to kind of force you to grow up pretty quick. You were in Brooklyn, right? When did you move? You said you went to high school in Florida. So when did you move to Florida?
Roughly like 10, 11.
Okay.
So I did most of my schooling out here in Florida.
But you were definitely old enough that you remember.
Even when I came over here, like...
kind of back and forth type of shit.
It was, because my dad's still out there, so we would go out for the summer for a couple months, give my mom a break. But even then, like, just the change of pace, everything's so slow here.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like,
and then city,
back in the 90s, I mean, let me not take my age, but back in the
90s babies.
It's like there wasn't really too much going on here in Florida.
Yeah,
like,
especially depending where you were at.
Yeah, it was
Central
like
Florida,
very country, very like, yeah.
We'll get to the horses and shit later.
Gotta take it back home sometimes.
Do you think that your New York roots kind of helped plant the seed for like you being a hip hop head and growing into your musical career? Or?
I mean, being it's home of hip hop, yes, absolutely. Just the lifestyle and the hustle and bustle, and you see a full-blown performance of any kind in a subway on any given day at any given time.
No, that's a
It's
fact.
just like music is so big in New York. Like I know Nashville is like the heart of music or whatever but New York is really big. Like you see performances everywhere and every borough, not just Manhattan, because I know a lot of performances.
No, yeah, 100%. Yeah, you just reminded me. Probably not the last time I was in New York, but one of the times recently, because my brother lives in Brooklyn now.
Okay. What part of Brooklyn? Flatbush, Churchtown, Canarsie.
I honestly couldn't tell.
You couldn't tell? Okay. Okay.
Maybe Williamsburg.
Okay.
I think maybe.
Oh, you're around the Jewish people? No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to the
Jews. He is actually.
There's a big community of Jewish people. Yes, there's a big community.
But one of the times we were out there, because also my family, a lot of my extended family is in North Jersey and in different parts of New York.
Okay.
So we would go up there around the holidays and shit. One of the last times I was out there, we were in the subway, and to your point, there's a dude doing the trapeze fucking act.
Oh gosh.
Breakdancing and shit on the subway. Literally like was
on the platform where you wait, or on the train?
In the subway.
On the train. Yeah. That's a new thing. These
wildin'.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm a Florida boy now. I grew up like in Pennsylvania,
You're like, whoa,
more
don't
or
hit
less,
me.
but yeah, now less. I've lived more than half my life in Florida, but I respect hip hop culture and everything. So I'm happy to see him do his shit. And I don't know if he could sense that like I wasn't from there, but literally paused mid, hanging upside down like Spider-Man, like just held his fist out for a dap. I'm like, my guy. Fucking kept going. I'm like, hey man, do your thing.
No, that's New York for you.
Right.
You just expect the unexpected.
So you brought up Nashville. I feel like kind of the reason I was asking about the hip hop thing is because I've only been in Nashville once, but when I went there, it was a lot more folky vibes, even country, because it's Tennessee, you know?
True.
And then you go to New York, you might see some folk guitar or whatever, but I feel like a lot of it is
it's mostly
the break dancing,
hip-hop,
hip hop culture. Because if I'm not mistaken, hip hop started in the Bronx, right? Shout out BX, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. If you know, you know.
You got any favorites that you grew up on? Like, who were your favorites when you were a young Esco?
As far as music wise?
Music in general, but maybe more specifically hip hop, just being New York. Like, were you diehard New York artist only type of thing, or?
No, I've always had, being that I'm a, weirdo arts kid.
Well, you're Dominican too, so it's a lot of Spanish music,
Yes, of course. Well, yeah, música típica, of course. Una bachata, Anthony Santos, Ruby Perez, may he rest in peace. He's like our Beyonce of merengue, basically. May he rest in peace. I'm still having a hard time processing.
No, it is. Soul lives on, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, always, yeah. So definitely, I just always been a lover of music. Like, I even love like oldies music that has nothing to do with me and my culture, like Patsy Cline. I love me some Patsy Cline records.
Good music's good music. Timeless.
Timeless records. There you go. But as far as hip hop New York artists growing up, I mean, Kim had the female rap game in a chokehold. We were talking about her
earlier.
Lil' Kim?
Yeah,
she definitely had the game in a chokehold for a minute. Pun, may he rest in peace.
Oh yeah, shout out to Big Pun.
He's definitely the biggest to do it. I seen an interview on Vlad with I think it was Vlad, not sure, or maybe Art Dialogue with Cuban Link. And
I just saw that read where they're talking about how he got cut and shit.
That one, but there's another little segment they just dropped. I'd be on it like a crackhead. Okay. Like, I love interviews. I love watching interviews. You
gotta be a student of the culture.
No, and I love Cuban Link. Like, I feel like he's like first of all, he got blackballed, but I feel like he's like a black sheep. Like, he's an amazing artist and amazing. Like, Letter to Pun, after Pun died, that record is so timeless to me. It's a great record. But no, he was talking how towards the end, Pun was recording from the studio in a bed. Like, he just had a bed because he was so big.
Yeah.
So he was like literally but for a big guy, he could rap so fast and like had so much breath.
That breath control is
it's crazy.
Insane.
It's insane. Yeah. So shout out to Pun. And is Queen Latifah from New York? No, she's from LA.
I think she's from New York.
She's from New York?
I'm pretty sure she's from Queens.
Yeah. Angie Martinez too. Live from Jimmy's. That's
she
Cuban.
Rap?
Angie Martinez?
I didn't know that.
You've never heard Live from Jim? I'm sorry, I'm getting Cuban Link is on that record.
What the fuck?
Yo, she had records. And you never heard the album Animal House by Angie Martinez?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, yeah, so then maybe I do love some New York rappers more than the average person.
I mean, I knew she's like a big hip hop personality from New York.
You don't remember the song Jimmy Copacabana in Miami? What? Mm-mm. Oh my God!
I'm not from New York. Sorry.
No, but that record. I want to say she got a I'm not gonna say a Grammy, but I know she got some awards for it, some nominations, or like it was a. I don't know if I want to say worldwide, but it was definitely a nationwide record. Now that was Jim. Yeah, Angie Martinez was a rapper for real. She was really in these streets.
Crazy. No, I didn't know that.
Look up. Oh, we're about to have a time. I'm about to show you some.
We're checking out after the episode. That's wild. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Angie Martinez was. Yeah, she was that girl for a while.
So were you making hip hop records when you lived up there? Or that started more so once
I started doing music
hella young.
3 years ago.
Really? Like when I met you, basically.
That was one of my first gigs when you saw me.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Hey, good for you. I would not have known that.
Yes, sir. That was definitely one of my first gigs.
Wow.
If you go on my YouTube and you look at like the timestamp on all my videos and stuff, my latest video was maybe 4 years ago, maybe 3-4 years ago.
Your latest one? That's Love Change, right? Or not?
I mean, not my latest one, my first one. I'm sorry. I said that backwards. Actually, I think it's okay if I smoke?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I need to smoke. That's why my brain's a little. No,
do you want to turn the fan down or are you straight?
I think we should be straight.
Okay.
Thank you.
It gets a little warm in here, just asking.
No, I got mine.
No, that's crazy. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no.
That's dope, though. So I was basically not only but on the bill for one of your very first show or one of your first shows?
That was definitely my third show. I had done a show like in Kissimmee. I did a show for Fusion. Mm-hmm. And then that's where the Innovators found me. They went to one of the Fusion at Iron Cow.
Okay.
One of the open mics over there. And yeah.
That's dope. Hell yeah.
I mean, I just always loved music, and then I was a dancer, but like I'm super, like in real life, I'm super shy. Like, I super love
I feel
being
like all artists are, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, not all, most.
No, some people love to get out
Yeah.
and get the attention, or, oh, you remember me from here, or whatever, or type vibe. But, which I love the love. Don't get me wrong. It's not that. But I don't know. I'm just, times are crazy and people are crazy. And I don't know. I just like being home. I like the creative process and creating the music. But the getting out and performing it is definitely a challenge for me. But I'm just trying to push myself through, because I thought we was all going to die during COVID. So I was like, let me live out this little music dream I have before it all fucking ends.
Yeah, that's fair.
And it's just been kind of working out in my favor. So I'm just having fun and rolling with the punches at this point, kind of.
No, that's dope, because, I mean, you have great stage presence.
Oh,
so
thank you.
I would have never guessed that you had literally just started.
I think I unlocked that from like my childhood, like growing up, going to school,
dancing and shit.
Yeah, no, I have trophies and all that. Like, Mama got my trophies.
Right.
No, I have like some trophies of like 5-6 years of dance from when I was like a kid.
So you're used to performing, more or less.
There you go. I'm used to being on stage, but in a group. I was over.
It's very different.
It's different.
It's very different.
And then having to project voice too is also different, because I'm cool with moving and dancing in unison with other people. But now I gotta. And then, you still got to entertain them somehow. You got to move around. You can't just... I mean, you can Mariah Carey it, but not everybody can Mariah Carey it.
Right. No, yeah. No, I mean, I can relate to that, because I've said it on the show before. Like, I grew up playing in bands, and I was the drummer. So I didn't have to speak, really.
You was in the back.
I didn't have to move. Yeah, I could just kind of chill and play the drums.
That's dope, though. I love the drums.
But it's like you said, it's way different. Yeah. With a group also, like once I started doing hip hop, you're solo. Now I have to speak. I'm in the forefront. It's if
it goes good or if it's bad, either way, it's on my name.
It's on you.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Okay.
That's dope, though. Shout to you. Shout to fucking
thanks.
Putting it on the line. You know what I mean?
Listen, I really believe these people. They told us it was over. They said COVID is going to wipe us out, and I believe them.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm glad, because it pushed me to unlock a little. It's always been a dream of mine. Not even just to be on stage, but just the music thing. Like, the last show for the Innovators, it was mostly my supporters and my cousins and stuff. But when they were singing my lyrics, like, I was like, oh, you guys, like, outside of when I showed you the song, you guys are listening to this when I'm not around. Well, and I think that's so cute. Like, I don't know. I love that feeling.
I think that's another reason why maybe I'm so surprised that you say it was one of your first shows, because typically when I do a show with people, like, I'm a student of hip hop, but I'm also like, I try to support everyone. So I go check out everyone's music who's on the bill. And I think you had the video where you're in the smoke shop. I think you at least had that out.
Yeah, no, yeah, I did. Yeah, because that's the record that they did, the promo reel that they always give.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out to Innovators for doing that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And shout out to Up and Smoke Shop. Shout out. Yeah. Shout out to the gang. But I had that one out. I had Press Never.
Right.
And again, that was just I've met the Up and Smoke. They were my clients for massage, and I just kind of
full circle shit.
And I feel like maybe it is a sign, or like, God put certain amount, certain people in my life to maybe push me over so I could transition into the music thing now. And it's
I think everything happens for a reason.
Amen. Yes.
You reminded me of it's not quite parallel to what we're talking about, but kind of is at the same time. There's this video that was going around for a while. It's basically a dude's asking what people would do for $1 million or whatever the case. And then he's like, so at the end of it, would you take $1 million? Would you rather have $1 million or wake up tomorrow? And obviously everyone says wake up tomorrow. So then he's like, so why the fuck, why are you waiting for, you know what I mean? Like
to go chase you. No, I've seen that video. I've seen that. I've seen it. I know exactly what you're saying. And I feel like, and it's true. Sometimes like I said, it was that push of like, get up and go. Yeah, it's not your last day, but get up and go like it is your last day.
Right.
Like, get up and go and get that.
And yeah, had you never started that shit, we never would have met. You wouldn't be here in the kPodcast. All these records out now.
All of these great. No, and I'm genuinely. I don't pay for promo, which maybe I should now at this point. But
I'm on the fence about that.
Yeah, right. It's just like, but I feel like I've done okay as far as numbers and streaming and my United Masters. I'm on the algorithm. I mean, I'm looking at the numbers all the time, and I want to say I'm not doing that bad for somebody who just started and doesn't really, I don't really, You can't convince me to pay for promo. I don't know. Or you can't convince me to pay to perform either. So please stop hitting me up.
Please, never.
Respectfully, I respect your hustle, but it's not for me. Look, that's how real it is. My third eye. Please stop hitting me up.
No, trust me, I feel you there. Well, and also we can't bring up the Innovator Show and not talk about the fucking super gas empanadas that you brought up there.
Oh,
you ever thought about starting like a cooking business too, or not?
You know, it's so funny. I was just telling my aunt, excuse me. I was just telling my aunt yesterday, actually, you know, once I wrap it up with this massage thing, because, you know, I'm a one-man band and, like, physically, you know, it's a little taxing, like,
to be a lot.
lugging my table up. And I'm not complaining. Trust me, I love the craft. But, you know, it's just transition, and I feel like everything has a finish line. Yeah. So I was thinking about doing the cooking or, like, the event planning or catering or, like, any type of that type of
If you're already cooking for the massage clients, I mean, I've never tasted that food, but I know the empanadas you brought to the show were fucking fuego.
Thank you.
I was hoping you were going to bring some tonight, but...
I brought fruits. I was thinking healthy. I'm thinking health and wealth and longevity.
She brought like fruit, charcuterie shit. I definitely fuck with it.
Well, we was drinking liquor that night, so I was like, let me bring something so the suck up the liquor for the show.
Need some fried empanadas to soak up all the...
But now we chilling today. It's a smooth day, so we having fruits and wine.
I respect that for sure.
Next time, though, I got you. Next time. For sure.
I'm pulling it.
Let me know what flavors you want. No, I got you.
Well, it was chicken, beef, and then you had like a pizza kind of one, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I think I only had the chicken.
Okay.
But hey, I mean, you can't go wrong with chicken or beef empanada.
Is there anything you're allergic to or you don't eat?
No, I fuck any food.
Okay, I make a mean shrimp one.
That would actually probably be at the top of my list.
Okay, then I got you. Say no more.
I'm a fucking big shrimp head. Also, I wanted to shine a light on, we kind of mentioned earlier, kind of girl power in hip hop.
Absolutely.
You know, shout out to the homegirl Laya Ting.
Laya Ting, yes. And what's her? I'm so sorry. What's her studio name? Was it Interscope? Is it
Inner Space?
Inner Space. Shout out to Inner Space.
No, yeah, definitely shout out to Inner Space. Yes. But I just thought that was super dope how, I mean, you guys were on the bill together already.
Yes.
You guys showed each other hella love on the pre-show interview with the Innovators.
What, the interview at the record shop?
Yeah.
At Park, yeah.
So it's like, it was obvious you guys had a good friendship that was kind of building through the artistry and shit like that. And also, again, shout out to her fucking Perform Pregnant.
Okay.
But you showed real love, you know what I mean? You brought flowers and gifts and kind of like gave her a little mini baby shower.
My first time, all right, it was low-key like a baby shower. I brought food, I brought gifts.
Hey, fucking holding it down for the
I didn't even think of it like that, honestly.
I noticed shit like that, you know what I mean? That's love.
No, well, the first time I met her was at the interview at Park Ave.
That was the first time you guys met?
Yeah, that's the first time I met her was for the interview. And I thought I was going to meet everybody on the bill that day, but for whatever reason, it was just her and I. And we bonded really good. Like that first,
it seemed like it, yeah.
That first promo video you seen of us standing up, going back and forth, like about the details. We didn't practice that not once.
Word.
We just kind of knew the info and then kind of bounced back and forth. But I met her for the first time that day.
That's even. I'm learning so much today. I'm learning so much.
I do. I'm right now. Honestly, every girl except for Nadia Sabe, which she was the host. I only seen her one time at the Fusion Awards show because I was nominated, and she was the host there, and she interviewed me before I went into the venue.
Okay.
So, but again, I don't know these people. I've maybe in passing once, but shout out to Shawty Lean. She showed love.
Shout out Shawty Lean.
Yeah, she definitely showed love. And I don't want to mispronounce. Leuni. Yeah, I did not want to mispronounce her name. Leuni. She was super dope as well.
The two dots over the U always throw me off, but it's Leuni. I'm almost fucking
That's where the accent comes in, because in Spanish we have, I think it's like 20. How many letters are in the English alphabet? 25? I think it's 25. And then in the Spanish alphabet, there's 27.
Got the N.
Yeah, the N. There you go, the N. So don't kill me if the numbers off. But,
and I think she's Puerto Rican, maybe.
I think so. Like, again,
she's Hispanic. Sorry if I fucked up. Latina. Latin stand together.
Latina power. No, but show days are super, like, I feel like they go by super fast and it's just a lot going on.
Yeah.
But
they can be nerve-wracking too, depending on if you just started fucking performing type of shit.
And shout out to my Dominican side. I'm always fucking running late. Like, bro, I could literally start getting ready 4 or 5 hours before.
Still showed up with the empanadas. Fuck out of here.
No, shout out to my little cousins because I prepped them, but I was running late for glam, so I had her fry them and bring them to the show. So shout out to my little cousin Raquel.
Nah, I mean, chef's kiss. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Teamwork. It makes the dream work.
No, yeah, and absolutely. Last but not least, shout out to the innovators again for always holding down the squad.
No, I'm putting down that amazing show for Women's History Month. Like, I feel like it was so well planned. Like,
yeah, because that was March. That was back in March.
Yeah, that was
right?
March.
Yeah,
and that's Women's History Month. So I love how they did that. The lineup was amazing. Again, I had so much fun meeting the ladies. I hope to work with y'all and see y'all soon. Like,
no,
that'd
yeah,
be great.
It was, I've been to plenty of their shows, and not for nothing, that one was probably one of the more packed shows. Absolutely. You know what I mean? They even had, I definitely don't remember her name, and I apologize, but they had the chick DJ, too, who held it down in the beginning.
Kit the DJ.
Kit the DJ.
I started following her. Shout out to Kit. She had an amazing set. I loved her set.
And then shout out to fucking, it's a woman-owned bar, too. Shout out to Amanda. Shout out to Grumpy's. If you know, you know. And if you don't, you better catch up. You better fucking learn.
You better catch up. You're going to learn today.
No, yeah. So great experience. If you missed that show, make sure you pull up to the next one.
Please,
Plenty more to come, I'm sure. And speaking of that, you know, we mentioned some of your previous tracks outside of the stuff that you and I are working on. Do you have any new up and coming music people can look out for?
OMG, yes.
That you want to drop some gems on, maybe?
I was going to say, I might even, if you want to, like, do a little insert and, like, we could preview a new song, I'll give you that to, like, preview.
So, typically what I'll do is, like, we'll have our conversation here. I'll record kind of a solo intro to the episode where I usually play a song for someone. So I can play it there. You want me to send you
that dembo I showed you the other day?
I will definitely play that dembo joint. If you want to send me that shit, I'll not only play it, but I'll add it to my fucking shit and rock it all the time. I was loving that shit.
Well, yeah, that's my one little card I have on my sleeve this summer. I have a little dembo for all my Dominicans that have been telling me, because I am bilingual. Yo hablo español muy bien. So
both your parents are Dominican?
Yes, both of my parents are
purebred,
full breed Dominican. I could go get my residency in 30 days in DR if I wanted to.
Hey, we've been talking.
Okay.
Might see me out the country in a little bit.
I mean, the video for them both has to be in a tropical country,
absolutely.
Right? Exactly.
If not DR, it has to at least look DR-esque.
No,
but it should be a fucking
If you're going to be a monkey, be a gorilla. We going to DR.
But yes, definitely send me that joint. I'll play it at the beginning of the episode to kind of give a preview. And I'll do a little intro to the episode. No, yeah,
I mean, that I would say. And then the record that I did in the intro for the March show of the Innovators.
Which is, that's not released, right?
It's not even released. Okay. But I was just trying to get out the feel of the crowd. But I think it was all right. So I'm getting ready to drop that. And it's called Charge It to the Game.
Oh, excuse me.
That Taylor Port gun.
Shit, nice.
18%.
And then what's the name of the joint with Dez? The Dez producer?
Crash Out. Because, for all my recovering crash outs, we don't do that shit no more. We grew, but it's still there.
We all crash out from time to time, you know.
There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah.
Staying alive.
That part.
And I also noticed, I've heard a lot of your music at the shows, but I was previewing a lot of your music before the episode. I'm assuming no, but do you have any projects out, or it's all singles at this point?
Singles.
Okay. That is the new business model for music, I feel like, but go ahead with what you're saying.
No, that's something that we had discussed, Lighting and I, on the interview at Park Ave, was I just don't feel like I have the proper funding. Like, for what I have envisioned in my head, if I'm going to drop an album or like a project, I feel like it requires a lot more funding, as far as, let's be real, money makes the world go around.
Promo and doing
just the quality of what I have envisioned for like a good project. Like, I want to roll it out. Like, I want a big party. I want big. I want lights, I want
That's fair.
balloons. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Yeah.
for now, what my budget looks like is, because this music shit is not fucking cheap.
It is not.
It's an investment, okay?
It's not fucking cheap.
And what my budget allows right now is a good single, some studio time, invest in the video, so your image, because I feel like today's day and age, you got like maybe 30 seconds and 30 seconds
Short
of
attention spans.
some good footage. You got to
Right.
give them good visual and good audio to lock them in. So that's really where I'm at, and we just kind of go from there.
Well, because we were talking about it last time you were here. Even if you shoot your songs 3.5 minutes, you shoot a dope video, chances are most people are only seeing the 10-second, 15-second clip on Instagram, TikTok, whatever. So yeah, you're right. It's unfortunate because, you know, us being 90s kids, like, we're kind of old school, if you will.
No, and I'm Spanish too. You know how long a merengue or bachata is? That whole is like 5 minutes long. Like, you are
And I
breaking
listened to the whole joint.
You breaking a sweat. You like, can't this bitch be over already? Like, you are ready to sit down. But
Yeah, I feel you on that.
yeah, and now your average record is what, 2 minutes?
Some
2 minutes and 30
records are
seconds.
getting hellish. There's some are less than 2 minutes.
Right.
Maybe like a minute 30. A lot of records, I feel like now, the beat will hit. The beat might come in hard. There's a verse, a hook, a verse, and then it
that's
rides
it.
out. Yeah. No,
Oh no, I feel like it, and a lot of times it'd be a chorus, like a catchy chorus, a verse, a hook, the chorus again, and then it's over.
right. Well, because some people don't even, you know, we call them 16s, but some people don't even do 16
don't
bar
even
verses
know.
anymore. They do 8-bar verse, maybe 12.
And not even, have you ever had it as to you find or you see the song that's like popping in 30 seconds, and then you go and you find the original song, and you're like,
it's kind of mid.
the fuck is this? This don't sound nothing. The energy is not the same as
Right.
the part that's popping.
Well, and then you hear like the bridge is the part that
That's-
was popping on TikTok or whatever. Yeah. It's interesting how that shit works these days.
You know, when anything could work, I feel like. I mean,
Well, what I try to compare it to is like a movie trailer.
true.
The movie trailer could be hitting.
And
it
then you
looks
go watch the
crazy, and the
movie.
movie's like a dud.
That shit used to happen a lot back in my day. They used to get us good.
I mean, that's
Good promo.
it's. I was gonna say, I hate to say it, but like that's great marketing. You ever watch the show Entourage? HBO.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't have a TV in my house.
That's fair.
I don't feel like I'm at
I mean, you
where
don't need one nowadays.
True, but like I don't ever take.
But I
like,
feel you.
I sit down and watch shows from time to time, like on YouTube or like on Netflix or whatnot. But like I don't, in my house there is not a TV, just because I feel like I'm not where I want to be in life. In order
That's
to sit down
probably
and
smart, though.
and give myself the luxury of watching. It's like, girl,
Turn
you
the
got to
TV
get up
off,
and
turn
work.
the TV off.
Oh, I'm screaming. I wasn't even. No, but anybody that knows me, ask them. Like, you don't got a TV in your house. Like,
But
anybody
that's,
that knows me.
I think, I mean, I do watch TV and whatever, but like to your point, it's nothing but a distraction.
I just don't feel like I'm there.
Unless you're using it strictly for education or something, whatever, which is rare for most people. But the point I was making, the show
the Entourage
Entourage,
show.
it's about like a movie star, and they sell a movie that's pretty shitty just based off the trailer
trailers.
because they make the trailer look fucking crazy. So it's like that marketing will get you.
Such is life. A lot of
Right.
us get bamboozled thinking it's gonna be all not for nothing. That's why I say don't ask me to pay to perform, because you make it sound like I'm getting this big ass opportunity, and it's like, I mean, respectfully, I love Orlando, Florida, but it's like the world is so big.
Right.
How much exposure can you give me in Orlando, Florida that I can't do myself?
Well, you being
Niggas
from New
trying
York, you
to
could probably
get-
call a fucking scam easier than most people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
The thing is, I'm sorry, you have to add a price tag to the quality of your presence. So you're never going to be able to, knowing, I know I can entertain a crowd, and I know the quality of the work I put in the studio and of my music.
I believe
So you're never going to be able to convince me to pay you for me to entertain people that I'm actually bringing as well, because 9 out of these 10 promoters don't really bring in a crowd for you to perform to. It's like crab in a barrel, that shit. Like,
Well,
I'm sorry, I don't know if you curse on here.
yeah, fuck yeah.
But it's like it's like, how many of these followers you really retain? How many of these followers really engage with your content?
Right. No, trust me, I feel you.
Okay, that's
Because also to your point, the traditional responsibilities and like baggage that a promoter carries is just that. They promote the show. They're supposed to bring the fans and shit.
Right.
A lot of these, you know, I guess if you just started 3-4 years ago, you probably never heard of Afton. When I first started doing shows, no shade to them, but kind of shade. There's this company called Afton where basically, right? Yeah, it's facts. You know what I mean? You can check me if you want, but this is factual. This is science.
Stop him when he starts to lie.
Right? Yeah.
Go ahead.
They would hire young artists like myself. I started doing shows, hip hop shows, in 2013, 2014. So I'm in my early 20s at this point.
Oh wow!
I'm a young kid, basically. You know what I mean? And I also had no plugs. I had no connections. I didn't know anyone in the hip hop community. So they would hit up young, hungry artists like, hey, we got a show that we want you to be on. All you got to do is do our job for you and promote the show, sell all these tickets, X, Y, and Z, and you get paid off of the amount of shit that you do. So at that point, you're an organizer. You're not a promoter. You booked the show. You organized it.
True. And
even to that point, completely shade here. I don't remember this fucking lady's name. This lady tried to lie and shortchange me to my face. Was like, oh, you sold 20 tickets or whatever.
But you already knew how many tickets you sold because your people had told you. Exactly.
And I got balls. So like, she goes, oh yeah, you sold 20 tickets. It's fucking 75 cents per ticket, whatever. I'm like, bitch, it's $1 per ticket. You know what I mean? I got your company told me this. You know what I mean?
I got the contract.
But I'm sure a lot of young artists are just happy to get paid. They're fucking lit, drunk. They're just happy to be there.
Clout is a hell of a drug.
Right. So they're just taking whatever they're given. I said, you're giving me what I'm owed. You know what I'm saying? I promoted this shit.
I agreed to in the first place. Exactly. This is why I did this.
What you presented to me.
Thank you.
So needless to say, I don't fuck with them anymore. Took a little bit of lessons learned and kind of grew up a little bit.
Well deserved.
Right. And honestly, why I say no shade, because like young artists, you almost have to go through those
growing pains. I call them growing pains.
Those growing pains, those fucking, like you got to go through the trials and tribulations to learn, oh, okay, maybe that's not what I need to be doing. That's not the best business. That's not getting me where I want to be for real. You know, kind of like you said, you got all these fair weather fans now who will never check for you ever again type of shit.
Exactly. Almost even jumping back to the massage stuff, like when I worked for the big chain companies, I say it was a waste of time because they literally pay you pennies to the dollar. Mm-hmm. And now I definitely
because you're an employee and not an owner,
right? And then it's a 1099. You don't even get a W-2.
Independent contractor.
So so I still got to pay taxes at the end of the year on top of schooling, renewing my license, and all. But anyways, jumping back to that. I used to say it was a waste of time, but I'm like, you know what? I did learn a lot at those places. I learned how to run a business. I learned to do this, and it does work for my business too. Like
rites of passage. That's the fucking word I was looking for.
There you go. And it's like I would have, ain't shit free in this life. You got to pay for the game one way or another. Right. Even if they're gonna teach you the game or they're gonna run it on you. But either way, it's gonna cost you.
No, that's a fact.
So
and not for nothing. Thinking back on the Afton shit, I did meet a lot of cool people. I met a lot of cool artists. One of them being P Butter.
Oh, P Butter, you met P Butter?
We met through those type of shows.
And look at the longevity.
Right, and that's like my brother now.
What
for
is
real.
It? Pull up. No.
Yeah, no. The song's called What Up, but we definitely said pull up.
Okay, yeah. You see, I just be singing along whenever they perform it. But look, that record, you would have never made that record had you not met P Butter back in that shit, because that record goes super hard.
That is a fact, and I appreciate that.
Of course.
It's funny because that's that's probably my most popular record.
Is it?
I think as far as, fan favorite, as they say, especially when we perform it, because he brings a lot of energy when we perform. But him and I laugh about it because we became friends and we would just be hanging out and bullshit. That record just I was working on some shit. He just pulled up someday. He's like, yo, that sounds dope.
And he just hopped on it?
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'm struggling to think of a hook, man, blah, blah, blah. And I don't even think he told me he was kind of writing in his head. He's just sitting there while I'm writing my verse. He's like, bro, what if I did the hook and I did bump? It just fell together organically.
Yeah,
exactly.
I love it.
And yeah, look at it now. It's like my top joint, basically.
It's a fan favorite.
Yeah, nah. Shout out to Butter, man, for sure. But that was all the questions I really had. We're closing in on an hour. Did you want to
Oh, wow. That went by pretty fast.
Yeah, it's just vibes,
Just vibes. Okay.
Do you want to talk about anything else musically, outside of music?
Well, you could always hit that follow button on, on the social medias. We have that's BEBEESCO 20, February 20th. Yes. Just stay tuned. I have new visuals coming out. I got new records. Like I said, the Dembow record, Mentira.
We're playing that at the beginning. Facts.
Okay. Charges facts. To the game. I got a lot of. I'm gonna keep the summer lit for y'all. And shout out to you for rocking my merch. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I didn't even shout it out. Really.
Get you a Bebe Esco.
Get you some fucking merch, B.
Oh wait, hold on. Can I show them the other one real quick?
Yeah. No, definitely grab that shit. But while she gets that, make sure to follow the show at the Real kPodcast. Also, the email, therealkpodcast@gmail.com. Send your shit in.
I got my autograph on the back.
Bottom,
and then this is my new logo. I used to have the flower thing going on, but I feel like this is very much more.
That's like sleek.
Clean.
BE.
Bebe Esco. So yes, thank you everybody, whoever has pulled up to a show. Thank you for the love and just stay tuned. And shout out to you, kPod, for having me today.
Welcome back anytime. And like I said, we're working on some music. You hear that soon enough. Okay. Can't rush greatness out here.
Did we name it? Did we give it a name? Can we give him a name or no? We don't.
The name of the song, I believe,
is You Gotta Wait. You Gotta Wait. That's
I think we did name it.
Did we? What was the name that we chose?
Friday Part 3.
Okay. Let's do it.
Because ironically, every time we've worked on that song, I think it's been a Friday, as is today.
Oh, look at that.
You know what I'm saying? But also, it's Part 3 because I personally have 2 other joints. I have Friday Part 2, and then this. They're in zero relation or correlation to each other, but sometimes artists just got to get a little fucking obscure with it. What I mean?
Third time's a charm. 3's a magic number, according to the what was the Magic School Bus or?
Yeah, no, shout out to fucking Miss Frizzle.
Rock.
What the fuck?
Schoolhouse Rock. These young kids do not know about this.
Venus, or is it the Venus flytrap? The fucking plant that comes alive?
Yes, that's the Venus flytrap.
It's been a minute. Yeah. They did that play at my school. I was in theater. You know what I'm saying? Got to be diverse out here. You know what I mean? But no, I appreciate you pulling up. Like I said, you're welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
This is episode 111, triple ones. And we got a little saying around here at the kPodcast. Stay safe, stay smart, stay sexy, and stay tuned. You heard?
Stay tuned.
That's a wrap. Sayonara.